If you do cybersecurity in the financial services sector, you are very familiar with the unique challenges in that environment. Cybersecurity teams in this space not only have to deal with the common vulnerabilities everyone faces in applications and operating systems, they also have to deal with a complex regulatory environment, applications that are specific to this field, and the fact they are a primary target for multiple threat actors. I'm Mike with Vulcan Cyber, and in this installment, we're going to talk about how the Vulcan Cyber risk management platform can help keep financial services organizations safe while meeting the regulatory and compliance requirements. Now, Vulcan Cyber is known for our risk management capabilities. We give you the tools to bring insights to multiple teams covering multiple responsibilities and let you get a clear picture of an environment that can be spread across multiple on-premises and cloud environments. And that includes everything from hosts and cloud instances to code projects and world-facing websites. We integrate asset management tools, vulnerability scanners, code scanners, threat intelligence feeds, and remediation tools, including custom-built in-house tools to give you a prioritized view of the real-world risk. That means the right team gets the right information to address vulnerabilities before they can turn into a breach. There's more though. Vulcan Cyber's platform also gives an organization the tools they need to help meet their regulatory compliance requirements, both for continuous compliance and in response to an audit. Let me start with what Vulcan's risk management platform can do for an organization overall, and then I'll focus on how you can use it in the context of compliance, whether that's handling personally identifiable information or doing compliance for PCI, SOX, GLBA, GDPR, or other regulations. We have detailed videos on each of these topics, but here are the 7 capabilities that let you meet your security and compliance needs. Vulcan consolidates all your vulnerability, risk, and asset data into a single system to let you easily manage your compliance and security activities. We correlate the information so teams aren't forced to deal with duplicate records from different systems themselves. We enrich the data, delivering relevant information and context, and let you drill down into specific business areas. One of our core functions is delivering prioritized assessments so teams can focus on the biggest risks in the environment. That includes letting you set SLAs for remediating specific issues and implementing a risk-based approach to compliance. Vulcan also gives the ability to orchestrate your remediation program using campaigns and automated playbooks that leverage known fixes. Another of our core features is cross-team communication, enhancing collaboration between functional teams so they can address issues quickly and effectively. We break down silos so each team can see the information they need to act, regardless of the source. Finally, Vulcan's reporting capability lets you do continuous monitoring of not just the security environment, but the state of compliance as well. As mentioned, we have videos on each of these features. Right now, I want to take you into how you can use Vulcan Cyber's risk management platform to address your organization's compliance challenges. I'm starting with the dashboard here, as we do for most videos. This is the default view, but for this session, we're more interested in views that let us focus specifically on compliance. And to do that, we're going to use the Vulcan platform's business group capabilities. Now we're looking at assets that are in our cloud banking group. As you can see, it's a much smaller subset of the assets in the organization. Though, to be clear, we're looking at data from Vulcan's demonstration setup rather than a financial services production environment. Your environment will obviously look quite different. The obvious first question is how we set up Vulcan's tags and business groups to facilitate our compliance efforts. So, to answer, I'm going to set up a dedicated compliance business group. You can see the tags column over here on the right. These are the tags associated with each of the assets we're seeing. We can look at the list of tags and business groups by opening out this section here. You can create your own tags and business groups, but we can also import tags from the other tools we work with. To be clear, in the Vulcan Cyber interface, tags and business groups are closely related, and you could ultimately consider business groups to be a kind of super tag that enables a few additional features. As I said earlier, this is our demo environment and not a dedicated financial services system, so bear with me. For example, I'm going to set up a couple of tags that we can apply to different assets in the environment, and then create a business group built from those tags. To do that, we use the Add button. I have the option for a tag or a business group, and we'll start with a couple of tags. I'm going to do one tag that will represent the systems that hold customer information, specifically their PII data. The second is going to represent a set of credit card processing servers, not the POS systems themselves, but the back-end servers that drive them. Here we can set up multiple conditions for matching the tag, and for this one, we're going to select an IP range and a naming convention to represent the servers of our PII group. The subnet narrows it down, and adding the naming convention will narrow it down further. As you can see, that narrows it down much further. Now, we name it and select an impact for how we treat these systems within the environment. A quick search shows us the systems that match that tag in the UI. Our second tag will be very similar in how we create it, an IP range and naming convention to represent the back-end servers that drive the point-of-sale terminals in our environment. And again, a quick search shows the hosts that match the POS system criteria. We can do the same thing for code projects, websites, virtual images, and cloud assets. The techniques for adding them are very similar, and I go into depth in setting them up in other videos. For this demo, I already have a couple of projects we will add to the compliance business group. So let's create that compliance business group. The process is basically the same in that we add and select business group instead of a tag. Here, rather than using addresses and naming conventions, we're going to use the tags we just created to define the group. Business groups use the same parameters generic tags do, and the process is very straightforward. The tags and business groups you'll create for your production environment will be unique to your business needs, of course. This is just an example. Now, though, I want to show you how creating custom business groups like this helps with your compliance efforts. You can use business groups as a filter throughout most of Vulcan Cyber's user interface, which lets you use every pane for your compliance efforts. As you can see, we're looking at a much smaller subset of the environment, and some of the tiles are gone because they don't apply in the filtered view. We can do the same in the Vulnerabilities tab. And we can do it with vulnerability clusters as well. The same applies to assets and remedies. You can use each of these views as part of your compliance efforts, drilling down as needed into just the specific areas that matter. While we've been focused on ongoing compliance in this video, the Vulcan Cyber platform can easily support compliance post-audit to address specific findings, or for doing point-in-time checks to support pre-audit situations. The platform also supports a range of analytics with pre-configured and fully customizable reporting. Newly created business groups can take a day or two to appear here, so right now we're going to look at one that serves the purpose, our cloud banking business group. We have a video dedicated to our analytics system, so I'm just going to hit on the high points here, using this as a high-level one looking from the CISO level. This second one looking at threat intelligence as it relates to our select business group. And finally, I want to switch to the scan coverage report. This one could be particularly relevant as it looks at the difference between reported assets and which assets are covered by the organization's security scanners. Here, the match is excellent, showing effective coverage of the entire environment. You can create your own reports easily, but something I wanted to touch on was the ability to export data to use in your own analytics and reporting. Here on the Vulnerabilities tab and in the Assets tab as well, you can export the data related to the selected business group in a CSV format for your use. Let me show you what these look like. These reports are ready to ingest into whatever tools you prefer or to analyze directly. Additionally, you can export files that contain remediated vulnerabilities to compare directly with the ones that still exist. That can be very helpful to address audit findings, for example. Vulcan Cyber's risk management platform brings a range of capabilities beyond our usual focus on risk management. As you've seen, for organizations that are subject to regulatory compliance, such as the financial services sector, Vulcan gives you the ability to focus on the specific areas of the business that are most important from the compliance perspective. In fact, a risk-based approach has become a requirement under some regulations. That means having the right tools to do the job is critical. And I only touched on some of the capabilities in this video. We have recently added a capability to use the MITRE ATT&CK framework to drill down into vulnerability instances and risk levels directly, and I'll be doing a video on that capability soon. In other videos, I go deeper into the specifics of different features, but to really get an idea of what Vulcan Cyber can do for your organization, you can contact our team and set up a demonstration of the platform in your own environment. That will let you see what you can do to support your own use cases using your own live data. Until then, check out our other videos and join the discussion in our public Slack channel. Thank you for watching.